share with you Zija International. My name is Mika Casey. I'm a platinum leader here in Vancouver, and for those of you that don't know what platinum means, it just means that I've been in the business for a little while, I've shared it with a lot of people, and I'm having some success changing some lives. If anybody here has had their life positively changed by Zija, could you please put your hand up? Awesome! Thank you! So we're going to start the evening with a couple of door prizes to say thank you for being on time and respect your time. And it's important to us that we honor your time and we be on time like you are. So if I could please ask my husband Sean to come on up, and we're going to draw some tickets. If you got a ticket when you came in, please pull it out. If you were a guest and you got a ticket, if you didn't get a ticket, maybe you can get one up here. Thank you. Yeah, there's one up here. Yeah, 2, 3. You didn't get a ticket. Oh, you did. Okay, great. Thank you. Who else? Right here. You're welcome. Penny, since you're here. Sorry? Would you like to pick a winner? Sure. Starts with 0159. Anybody? 3987. All right. Rosie, there's a prize for you right back there. Joel McNinch is on it. There's a box of Smart Mix for you. Awesome. Way to go, Rosie. One more? Thank you. Very special. Okay, now let's try this again. 0159. Yes? Yeah. Yay! Woo! Excited! 4. 4? Yes?
0.
0. 0. Yes. Yes. 3. 3. Oh!
Right here. Right here.
Awesome. Thank you, Penny. So those of you that don't know what that box of Smart Mix is, you're going to learn about that tonight, and you're going to wish that you'd won, because that's a fantastic gig that just went out there. We're very excited to share with you tonight about Zija International, and we're honored to have our mentor, really anybody here who is building Zija, caring about people, has been a part of Joel and his heart and his passion. This is a guy who's been in network marketing for over 2 decades, successfully helping people. And he cares more about me sometimes than I care about me. And that's somebody that I appreciate working with. He's made millions of dollars because he cares, and he is an absolute master when it comes to our products. He's building businesses in 56 countries around the world. And I'm very, very excited and honored to be the one to introduce Joel McNinch. Joel McNinch.
I was like, that's the longest anyone's ever clapped for me in my life, but that's cool. I started talking, they quit clapping, right? But anyway, guys, good to be here. I'm from Texas. I've been up here for the week. I started there in Penticton, and we did a deal in Vernon, and we went over there to Victoria, and then to Nanaimo, and then we're here. And I've been here all day, but I feel like I've been to the East Coast and back, man. With Mika, we're going seeing people. So good to be here. I've been on the products this February to be 5 years, and I've seen a lot of things like this before, magical juices and shakes and patches and wraps and whatever, shenanibags, you know, and I've never touched any of it because my wife's a master's degree in nutrition and pretty Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know, everything's organic, fancy, whatever at our house. And I'd always bring her these contraptions and little MLM, you know, hustles flying through town and say, hey, tell me why this is garbage so I can go tell my friend to leave me alone about it. And she'd look at it and go, oh, this is pasteurized, and that has sucralose, and this is aspartame, and that's synthetic, and she'd like nuke everything, right? I'd bring it back and say, yeah, garbage. And then I got me off the hook with having to listen to my buddy's magical potions and lotions deal, you know? So I heard about Zija about 5 years ago, a little less than, and I brought her this stuff and she couldn't destroy it. And like, I was like, wow. She got excited, and my wife getting excited is like kind of unusual. Like, she's pretty melancholy and real even keeled and very analytical, and she splits hairs of hairs of hairs of hairs, you know, hairs of hairs of hairs of hairs. So there was she had a couple ingredient questions, and why is that this, and blah blah blah. And so we called Dr. Joshua Plant, and after a couple questions answered, she became a huge advocate and got fired up. Said, you need to get on this like now. And this is the lady that's got all the superfoods, blessed by the Buddha and the whole thing, you know. And I'm like her husband, the lab rat, taking all these magical vitamins and everything every day. And I was doing well. I was out there killing myself in business, making a lot of money, but really at the expense of my health. So I was 30 pounds heavier than I am today and not really very energetic, didn't do anything active, no exercise, nothing like that. And the first 60 days on the product, I lost 30 pounds, right? Like, not even trying. People say, well, how often did you work out? 0. All right, like I was Citizens Against Exercise. Like, I'm not doing that, right? What did you eat? Whatever I wanted, right? So what I love about our products is you don't have to make radical lifestyle changes for the products to work. The products meet you where you're at. You guys like that?
Yeah.
Every other thing I'd seen like this before, here's magical meal replacement shakes, and oh, here's your Beast Body workout program with it, and here's your raw vegan juice fasting with it. I'm like, does the product work? Like, what is this garbage, you know? Like, what are we doing here? Zija meets you where you're at, right? So anybody, average North American, can try this stuff and have a benefit, which is really cool. And I was that guy, right? So I lost 30 pounds, and all the joint pain in my foot's gone from a break I had, and a wreck I had. I broke my foot in my 20s. It never healed correctly, so I was having a lot of pain with that break, you know. And third day on the product, I jumped out of bed and went, oh my goodness, my foot didn't hurt. And guys, and I didn't even join for that, right? Like, I was trying to go from chubby to skinny, right? That was my motivation. And so that was working, but that was just a huge benefit that I would have joined for that was worth the price alone, right? Then my skin and hair, right? My nails, all that stuff. I'm a guy, so I don't like manscaping and grooming and all that kind of stuff, right? So I was clipping my fingernails. Oh, okay, they're hawk nails or something, you know, I clip them once a month. Guys, now that's like once a week, right? Like, stuff's growing like crazy, man. Like, I'm even growing hair, man, right? Like, I used to be a little bit thinner up in this region, man. I'm getting some sprouts, which I'm like, cool, man, right? So everything's working better, everything's feeling better. The skin, when you see people that have been on our product for a period of time, their skin's just gonna rock your socks, right? The zeatin, the plant hormone in the super mix, right, helps those new skin cells birth faster than the old ones die. So as you consume our product, obviously it'll manifest in your largest organ, which is your skin. And people with, you know, skin drama, anybody know some people with skin drama? Yeah. Like, you know, this condition or that condition, like, how about no condition? Y'all like that? When your body gets what it needs, your body can do what it's supposed to do. Well, that's a miraculous product. It kind of is, but the real miracle is the body. Isn't that something? And when we get the proper fuel, we can function like we're supposed to. So that's my little 50 cents on the products and how they work for me, and we've been promoting it and having a lot of fun. But there's 3 areas we're going to talk about tonight. Number 1 is naturally nourishing the body. Secondarily is naturally restoring the body with products that restore our bodies. And third is naturally conditioning the bodies, living a more active lifestyle, which I led a 100% couch potato sedentary lifestyle. Now I love exercise. Like, I do it all the time. I can't get enough of it. And I had 0 energy or 0 desire to do that stuff before these products. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
So if anything, it was like a catalyst to like living better, being better, and it just happens to pay like crazy, which isn't a bad deal either. All right? Now, Dr. Joshua Plant is our formulator. Graduated #1 from Harvard Medical with a PhD in biomedical sciences, with an emphasis on subcellular something or other, right? The guy's a guru. He's like an Obi-Wan Kenobi. And when he went to the National Institutes of Health and did a fellowship there, he was one of 14 scientists picked globally to do that. He made some key discoveries that won him global acclaim, and everybody and their mama wanted him to come work for them. And so he was getting the offers from big pharma and the research hospitals, come work for us and whatever. Well, him being very holistic, right, and very natural, he actually sought out Zija living in Utah there because he knew our company was leading the way with organic plant matter, and he wanted to help further this natural health revolution, right, that we're all a part of. So he wanted to be preventing issues in our body versus quote-unquote curing them with some magical pill or patch or cream. Or y'all get that? So we've got him. There's 9 PhDs that work with him collaboratively there at Zija International. Most of these companies that make these magical little multi-level marketing products, they don't even make them. there's some, you know, flavor house that makes them, and a bunch of people sit around, well-meaning chiropractors sit around and go, yeah, we'll hire Dr. So-and-so to say it's swell, and marketing, right? Tell me another tall tale granddad, you know, right? You know? So the cool thing about Zija is our stuff's not gimmicky and lipstick on a pig stuff. It's scientific fact. Y'all like facts?
Yes.
That's what I want to research Zija. I'm like, knock yourself out, buddy, you know, because you can't argue with facts, guys. The fact is we market the most nutrient-dense botanical ever been discovered on planet Earth, and Zija's harnessed the right blend to deliver the best in the body that's ever been. As far as the efficacy in our proprietary blend, we'll go into that. So, this is what we used to eat. You guys remember eating that stuff when you were a kid? Like real food, okay? Some of the people that are younger here were going, no, we ate at McDonald's a lot, or we, you know, right, or Tim Hortons a lot, or we ate out a lot, right? Guys, when I was a kid, I'm a 44-year-old guy, right? So, back in the 70s when I was growing up, the people that ate out were like the Rockefellers or something, right? You were like rich if you ate out. Like, we didn't eat out, man. We went and got our food from the farmer, and the milk guy showed up at our house with the milk, and, you know, we knew our butcher, and food came when it was in season. There wasn't like, you know, Kroger on every corner or Save on whatever and all this food. Well, here's blueberries in December. Where are they from? Chile, right? Oh, you know, they're not from here, they're from Chile, right? What's up with that, right? So it was a different deal back then. People were eating about 1,500 calories a day statistically. 3 meals, all sourced in the home, all farm fresh, all bioavailable. So in those days, like drugs, right? Today, 8 out of 10 North Americans are on 1 or more prescription drugs. Back then, drugs was like marijuana. That was a drug, or like cocaine, drugs, you know. Today, drugs are like Lipitor and Advair and, you know, all the Percocet and Vicodin and all this nonsense, right, that people are on. Because people weren't in a bad way in those days, right? 1 out of 32 people was overweight in 1965 statistically, right? These are 50-year-old statistics. So what's up? What happened to us? This happened to us, right? Modern day food, these homogenized diets, fast-paced, fast food type lifestyles that we live are wreaking havoc on our bodies, right? So today, 7 out of 10 North Americans are overweight. What's up with that? 1 out of 32 just 50 years ago. Is it different people, or did we get invaded by aliens and we're replicating? No. It's the fuel sources we're putting in our bodies are wreaking havoc. I mean, you got kids now that are like obese in grade school. Like, I remember being a kid and there might be like one heavy kid in the class, you know, and the rest of the kids were bean poles. If you look at a modern North American classroom now, these kids, it's a different deal. I mean, you got sugary foods and carbohydrate-rich foods that these kids are eating, and they're, you know, they're not getting the nutrients they need. So even though we're eating 3,000 calories a day statistically, twice what we used to, it's on 80% less nutrition daily, guys. When you're taking in double the caloric intake and have 80% less nutrition to convert it into usable energy, you know what your body does? Stores it as fat. So that's where our product comes in, guys. It bridges the gap between caloric intake and companion nutrients. This bridges the gap. When you're satiated with this stuff, now when the calories come in, your body has the tools to convert it into usable energy instead of stored as fat. Isn't that cool? So it stops the bleeding dead in its tracks. And bleeding, I mean weight gain, right? Or obesity, or whatever you want to call it. Now, this is some facts about Moringa oleifera. It's the most nutrient-dense botanical. It's got more protein than any substance on the planet. Is protein good for our bodies?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, if we've got a lot of protein, we're less hungry, we're more satiated, we're more likely to put on lean muscle mass and have a better physical appearance and so forth. Number 2, vitamin C. Look at that vitamin C content. Is vitamin C good for our bodies? It's huge. Guys, if we have a lot of vitamin C there, our immune function works better, it fights inflammation. There's so many benefits of vitamin C in your body, right? So, gram for gram, dried moringa leaves have 4 times the calcium of milk and 3 times the potassium of a banana, twice the protein of a yogurt, 4 times the vitamin A of a carrot, 7 times the vitamin C of a raw orange, and there's 20 grams of raw Moringa oleifera leaves per serving in this one sachet. So if you go buy like Moringa capsules, you'd have to consume minimum 200 capsules per day to get the equivalent of what's in one of these jokers at a 500 milligram cap, right? Oh, we're going on the drugstore and buy Moringa capsules while we're there, okay? Like I live in Texas, people grow, my neighbor grows Moringa, man. We live next to this Asian gal, she grows Moringa and sells it. She's got her own little business, roadside Moringa deal. My wife went and bought $400 worth of this lady's junk when we joined Zija because she wanted to try it before it came, and I'm like, that's not the same thing. I don't care, Moringa's Moringa. Guys, that's like saying all cars are the same. Cars are cars. I'm like, no, I'm waiting on my Bentley to get delivered, dear. You're out there messing with that Kia Sorento. Huge differences, guys, and I'll talk to you. It's kind of like saying all men are the same or all women are the same. Nothing could be further from the truth. Huge differences, right? So, Zija uses all parts of the tree that are relevant for maximum benefit, right? Moringa is not a leaf. Anywhere else you go, they'll just sell you crushed up moringa leaves in a bag. If Zija just wanted to make money and sell you whatever, tall tales, they just crush up moringa, sell it in a bag, and we just be money, 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 right? But they wanted to produce a product that actually worked and harnessed the full benefit of the tree. So we've done that, okay? The fruit of the tree, you guys will note here, that contains all the minerals in Moringa oleifera. And the number one thing you and I are deficient in as North Americans is minerals, right? Over-farming, soil degradation, industrialized agriculture. They say a head of organic spinach today is 40% less mineral rich than it was 50 years ago. 40%. That's a big delta, right? Like, how do you fill that? Right here, $3 a day. So guys, $3 is cheaper than Starbucks, man, right? How much is it? I'm like, $3 a day? Well, that's cheap, exactly, right? You'll never hear 99 bucks a month out of me. That's a lot of money. $3 a day ain't nothing, right? We just went down to the Starbucks thing. There's all kinds of people like, give me lots of sugar and whatever. Here's $18 or whatever a latte costs, you know, right? $3, right? Dirt cheap, man, right? So 46 antioxidants present in Moringa oleifera, number one antioxidant-rich superfood on the planet. Second closest superfood is an obscure berry called the acai berry. It has 21. So this is all that in a bag of chips, right? Okay. Number two, you got 36 anti-inflammatories. Special request, right? You got 36 anti-inflammatories in here. Anyone has joint pain before they started? Any sort of inflammation? Crazy stories? Anyone could get up here and knock your socks off? Guys, I've had people literally get off drugs. Like, they were like pill heads because of herniated discs and praying like zombies, man. And this got them their life back. You'll hear some of these here in a few minutes, like real stuff. My foot hurt a little bit. I was up there in Vernon, right? This lady fell off a horse and had her femur go through her pelvis. Yeah. And the horse landed on her and had a stroke and died, landed on her. She's like, yeah, people say, I got a car accident and hurt my wrist. Hey, did you have your femur go through your pelvis lately? I'm like, wow. And she got on this stuff and it changed her life. You were up there. Yeah, it's that little girl's mom. So pretty cool stuff, guys. Now, omegas 3, 6, and 9, essential fatty acids, those are contained in the seeds of the fruit. And Zija is the only company, again, that uses these seeds and harnesses the power of these essential fatty acids. So when you take our proprietary blend and drink it, you'll notice a bump in your mental clarity. Anybody have the fog lift form that started on our product? It's crazy, man. Like you're more acute, more aware. I can't really say I noticed much of that other than I know where my car keys are now. Probably say my parents, you know? Like I'd be like, honey, what'd you do with my keys? I didn't touch your keys. Yeah, you got me. Like it's like World War III, you know, right? And I put my keys somewhere. Now I know where my keys are at. Is that cool or is that cool, right? So big time benefits, right? I see. Okay. Now, 20 amino acids. There's 9 essential aminos that our body needs, and if it doesn't get it, we look 2 different ways, fluffy or skeleton skinny. Guys, when our body gets these 9 aminos, it can utilize protein properly, and we can manifest some gangster lean muscle mass, right? So this was huge for me. Like I was an average physique type of guy, probably less than average for sure. I was like the perfect level. I was round in the middle, had a gut and butt, you know, right? Bubble middle or whatever. And I started taking this stuff and, you know, it sucked me right up. And then one day I'm like, ooh, there's an ab. Like, I remember those from high school. I had an ab, man, right? You know? So women, a lot of times you'll notice you'll start to tighten and tone, and women actually lose weight much differently than men. And when you start to gain muscle, right? Your husband's losing that big old cortisol ball in his booty and all that stuff, dropping all this weight, and the wife's going, gosh, I haven't lost that kind of weight yet, but I'm down 3 dress sizes. Wow. Because you're tightening and toning, right? That's huge. Maybe you got a couple chins. How'd you like 1 chin, right? One chin, right? You know, not a bad idea, right? So, again, we use the leaves, the seeds, the fruit in our proprietary blend, and this is really what separates us, right? Our stuff's raised in northern India organically. You know, even the soil's organic that we raise it in, UKSA certified soil organic. We shade dry our product, right, to make sure that none of the nutrients are lost in the UV lighting of the sun. Trees of Life research found that Moringa oleifera, harvested this way, is up to 40 times more efficacious than Moringa harvested any other way. Isn't that huge? And we could put it in UV lighting or infrared, whatever, and blah, 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 blah. Well, we don't do it that way. We do everything by hand and everything best practice. Because Ken Brailsford, our founder, wanted efficacy, not let's make money and get rich. And the guy was a billionaire before he started this thing. And that really resonated with me. I've been a part of a couple companies that were let's get rich, and it ended great for the guys that owned it, but not so good for me, right? So I looked at what Ken had here and I thought, man, that's awesome. That's what I want to be a part of, is integrity, right? People before profit, product first, tip of the spear. Guys, if this didn't work, would any of us recommend it to anybody? I wouldn't. I mean, maybe there's people out there that could sell stuff they don't believe in, but I'm certainly not one of them, and I don't think any of us would be either, right? So you'll feel it in your body, and you'll want to share it. It's huge, man. Efficacy, right? So we harvest it by hand, we manufacture it in an $11 million, right? $11 million US pharmaceutical plant called Pharmatech that we built just to process all of our raw material. Guys, there's only 3 NSF certified registered pharmaceutical plants like that make nutraceuticals in North America. And Zija owns one of those, right? How many MLM vitamin deals are there? One starts about every 5 minutes, right? Oh man, let's put some blue stuff in here and some red stuff, and we'll call it magical absorption anal suppository vitamins. Here's our comp plan, and boom, boom, let's go. We're gonna get rich and set money on fire, whatever. You can dime a dozen, guys, dime a dozen. 1 out of 1,000 companies that start like ours don't even make it to 50 million in sales. They're gone, right? So people say, I had a bad experience. You probably have had a bad experience if you've tried anything other than this, but have you dated the wrong person before? Anybody big enough to do that? Did you give up on love? Right? You know? You just keep going until you find someone that'll dance with you, right? You know? I remember being a kid, and I wasn't like Tom Cruise, right? I'd go to the club, and you want to dance? Nope, okay, not giving up. You want to dance? Finally, you find someone, let's do, yeah, woo! Right? So all I'm saying is, this ain't that, guys. I've had 2 failures in my past in my business career, but I love this. This took me 24 years to find. I'm glad I found it, because better late than never, man, right? If you've never done anything, you get it right on the first try, which is really exciting, okay? So, here's our #1 seller in North America. It addresses the #1 concern, battle of the bulge, okay? Well, I'm not overweight. Guys, statistically, 7 out of 10 North Americans are. So if you're not, how many people do you know that you could help with this product? Think of your coworkers, your family, your friends, people you worship with, people in your neighborhood, people you know from the local store. You know what I mean? There's people that are probably on their knees tonight looking for a way to feel better, and they're praying, hey, I need a solution here, right? And guys, we have something that will help people, and you can recommend this to them, right? Free to try, 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee. That's a home run. What if it doesn't work? No risk. I like no risk. Do you like no risk? I'll try anything once, right? Let's do this deal. So you drink the Super Mix first thing. Drink, drink, drink. Stops all the caloric, weight gain kind of stuff. Gives your body a tool set to metabolize calories. Number 2, you take a turbo capsule, right? A little thermogenic capsule. You pop this in. It's a little herbal deal. Heats your body up thermogenically. Burns fat wherever fat lives. So if you got a little extra here, wherever it is, man, it's going to find it and go, get crazy train on that stuff. Incinerate that fat, which is good. So you'll feel a little hot. You ever feel a little hot taking the turbo? A little warm, right? Because your body's cooking fat. Your body thinks you're out on a brisk walk and you're sitting there reading the newspaper. You're burning fat. It works. Now, last but not least, we've got a premium tea that you'll consume a couple nights a week before bed. It's a really cool herbal tea. It relaxes you. You'll be chilling like a villain. Great night's sleep. Good dreams. I mean, I've had people go, man, I'm dreaming again. I haven't dreamt since I can remember. And it's like when the body gets what it's supposed to get, right? And what it does overnight, it harnesses all that cellular waste, localizes it in your intestinal tract, and when you wake up, you'll have a moving experience, right? You'll void the toxins out once and for all. So the biggest misconception about that is that it's some sort of diuretic or some sort of like laxative, smooth move kind of thing or whatever. No. It's a cellular cleanser, right? I live in Texas. Men are men, right? They'll come up, hey man, I don't need that stuff. I go every day. I was like, dude, I was going every day too, and I was still fat as all get out, man. I said, this ain't about that. I said, dude, what do you got now cleansing you on a cellular level every day? Oh, that. I said, I didn't have anything either, man. So you take this tea, guys, the tea is the key. People drinking the Super Mix and getting all wired up on the turbo and not taking the tea, you ain't losing no weight. You gotta follow the system, right? Holler at me, 1, 2, 3. The T is the key, 1, 2, 3. Guys, if you do that, you're gonna get a result. That's how I lost 30 pounds in 8 weeks. Haven't touched the capsule since, don't need to, because I'm not trying to lose any more weight. All I do, guys, to maintain is drink Super Mix every day, first thing, sometimes twice a day if you're hanging out with Mika, man. Running and gunning, right? And then I'll do the premium tea once a month as a system cleanse, or excuse me, once a week. Like when I get home tomorrow night, tea is happening, man, right? We went to Earl's. Ooh, Earl's has some food, man. You guys been to Earl's? Holy cow, man, the Gold Digger dessert. Oh. Nate had it, but look at Nate. Nate can afford it. I was like gaining calories watching Nate do that thing, man. Now, the seeds of the moringa tree, guys, purify water. There's a substance in these seeds called MOCP, right? Moringa oleifera cationic protein. So MOCP, you down with MOCP? Yeah, you know it, right? So what MOCP does, guys, is it takes 174 different molecular compounds and removes it from water. And so for thousands of years, back to the ancient Egyptians, they would take the Nile water and dump it in these big vessels and have moringa seeds in the bottom. And within 1 hour, it sucks all the turbidity and all the toxins out of water, and you've got drinkable, potable water. Is that crazy or is that crazy? So it's been known for years. So Josh Plant's like, he's been working on this 4 years trying to figure out a way to harness this little miraculous protein and put it into something that could help us, modern people, right? Like get cleaner, better water. So we've been able to do that with our More Clear unit. So what you'll do is you'll dump the, terrible tap water with the chlorines and the fluorides and all the pharmaceuticals and all the garbage, you dump it in the back, right? And what it'll do is in a few minutes it'll filter 2.5 liters of like amazing pH balance, 7.2, 174 molecular compound free water.
Wow.
Right? Now here's what we got. We got all the third party NSF, Guru, Obi-Wan Kenobi testing, and you can read it, and takes out radiation, it takes out estrogens, blah, 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 right? It's all there. But it's super easy. All I know is you dump Crazy Train in the back, and you get Crazy Good out the front. You just push that little button, no plumbing, no nothing, and it's dirt cheap. It's $499 US dollars and $39 a month for your filter. Guys, I had a buddy selling machines for like 5 Gs, these little magical ionization tea or whatever, and it didn't filter the water, it just ionized the water. I'm like, well, dude, does it take any? Well, no, man, you need pH, blah, 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 blah. $5 grand, I'm out, right? $4.99, I'm a player, right? That's and it does what now? Like, you lost me at $5 grand, dude, right? So anyway, now here's a couple other products I just learned about, but this is a great company that we just formed a relationship with and that we're working together synergistically with now, but they've got a couple key products. One's called the Essentials. This is an amazing product, guys. It's not designed to be mixed with water. You take it orally like a pixie stick. I just sucked one down before we started the meeting. And they're great. They taste like sour apple. They're really cool. But this is full of adaptogenic botanicals, which help balance your body and put you in like homeostasis, optimal well-being, right? They studied a province in China where they found that the residents of this specific region live into their late 90s and early 100s on average. It's the most longevity on earth, right? And they were like, what is the key thing that has this population living? They found 3 specific botanicals, right? Anybody heard of Korean ginseng? Well, that's in their diets and teas. Anybody heard of gynosystema, the immortality herb? I hadn't either, but that's in their diets, right? Anybody heard of Chinese skullcap? Yeah, that's in there too, right? So what you're going to do is all 3 of these herbs are in there, and you pop this little joker, and it just dissolves, and you can swig it down. You got like a sour apple thing going on, and woo, right? But inflammation, just different ailments, optimal aging, guys. This is going to help you age better and live a more, have better longevity, for lack of better words, right? Now, does anybody know about the Prime? Yeah, Prime is in the house, man. This stuff, hear me now, believe me later. We're actually going to do it. Mika's got a blood pressure tester back there. She's looking for a couple guinea pigs, right? Like if you want to feel a little bit better. You dump this thing on your tongue, tastes like cherries, pomegranates, or whatever. It absorbs within seconds. But what it does is it puts a gas back in your blood that we lose 30 and above. We lose the ability to produce nitric oxide at like healthy levels, okay? So for instance, if our veins are flowing and we've got all this gas and we're getting blood flow, this nitric oxide, you ever hear of a 25-year-old kid dying of a heart attack? You ever hear of a 25-year-old kid dying of a clogged artery or something? Not a lot, right? You ever hear of a 50-year-old guy all day long? It's the #1 killer in North America, right? Guys, when your veins are getting crazy nitric oxide support, it's impossible for a heart artery. For a heart artery, it's not impossible to form arterial plaque, but a pliable artery can't form that arterial plaque, right? If it's moving and grooving. Another thing is fatigue. You know what the #1 thing people over 30 experience is? Fatigue. #1 complaint, I'm so tired. Oh man, I'm just getting old. It's not like I used to be, right? And as you age more and more, some people get chronically fatigued and they're always tired and they become depressed, and it's like a cascading effect, right? When you take this thing, guys, they say prepare to live 10 years younger because you're going to feel better. Right off the bat, everything's getting blood flow, right? Now, as men age specifically, some men suffer from marital performance or something. I don't even know how to say it. Like, it ain't like it used to be, right? And so they turn to things like little blue pills. Well, let me tell you something. Little white packet smokes little blue pill, right? This thing, forget about it, right? And women need blood flow too, man. So everything's better when everybody's got blood flow. This is this is off the charts, man. It really is. Nathan's a personal trainer. The guy's like the Lou Ferrigno guy over here, you know. But this is his pre-workout now. He's like, dude, I get the craziest pump now when I do this because my every muscle, blood, right, our arteries getting oxide levels if you want to be a guinea pig. And also test your blood pressure, and we'll report the results back to you here in a few minutes. Okay. Now we got a protein bar. It's the bomb. Okay. We got skincare products. The bomb. The bomb. Anybody in here have skin? Okay. Chris, your skin looks great, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Woo, you know, look at you, bud. All right. So these products have a plant hormone in it called zeatin, right? Anybody think of where they got the name zeatin? Zija, right? The Z stands for zeatin, and the Ija is ancient Egyptian for moringa. It's an acronym, right? But this Zija, right, the zeatin, this plant hormone, when you ingest it or when you rub it on topically, when your skin and organs are exposed to it, it can help your new skin regenerate faster than the old skin dies off. So every 45 days, our body's a whole new us skin-wise, right? Like if we cut, we heal. If we blemish, we heal. If we burn, we heal. We regenerate skin. So when you drink this stuff, your skin will take on a more radiant, youthful, supple. It'll smooth fine lines, age spots, sunspots, you know, drama, skin drama. Anybody want to look a little better? Thanks for being honest. Everybody else? I'm beautiful as I am. I thought I looked pretty good too. Little did I know, man. I saw myself 8 weeks later. I'm like, man, I was hit, dude. This is like awesome, right? I'll pass around my passport. You guys want to see like a crazy picture? Fat boy gone skinny right here, man. All right. But this is me, right? This is a 7-year-old picture. Okay, whoops. Hotel room key there. But 7 years ago, right? Like I looked like a bowling ball, skin all splotchy, hair, you know, hair didn't improve much, but I'll pass this around. You guys can tell I've like really changed, right? Like the skin, well, that's a little dry in here. Is it dry in here or is it just me?
Yeah.
Plus this is a big room, I feel like a powder, man. But I'll go through the customs line and they'll go, dude, you're looking younger. I say, I'm drinking trees, and they go, go ahead. This guy's a psycho, man. So the skin products are awesome. By the way, if you're a member with us, you can get your skin stuff free every month. Anybody like that? If you have a certain activity level every month with your family order, you can get all your shampoos, conditioners, deodorants, toothpaste, soaps free every month. That's a home run. Guys, I live with 3 women, wife and 2 daughters. That like saves us gangster loot, right? We got some beauty consumers in there for sure. Okay? Has anyone used this yet? Yeah. This is crazy. So we'll do a little demo if you want, right? This 2-minute Miracle Gel is selling like hotcakes. Like it's crazy how good this stuff is. Dude, I ask guys, hey, have you done that stuff yet, Grant? Oh, I don't have time. I'm like, dude, it only takes 2 minutes. Oh, you got me, right? It takes 2 minutes, right? So you've been doing it, Brian? Have you done a little bit? Yeah. Guys, as soon as I hack off my little wannabe beard here for No Shave November, I'm going 30 days hard on this deal, man. We'll see what happens. But guys, you take a little bit, right? If a few of y'all want to do it, just rub it on your hand and let it sit there a minute. Like literally a minute. Then after about a minute, you'll take and rub that gel like in a small circular type motion. Just kind of keep rubbing and rubbing about a minute. And it'll start to turn into water. Like literally like water. It'll liquefy. And as soon as it liquefies, you know what it does? It starts to ball up. All the drawn, nasty skin and stuff starts to exfoliate and whatever. So this thing like does 7 things in one product. It essentially, you know, closes the pores, it exfoliates, it tones, it conditions, it does all this stuff, right? 7 products in one, and it's like stupid cheap. It's $39 US, right? For a whole month's supply, and you look like a supermodel after a month or whatever, you know, right? But it really will be noticeable. So I'll pass this around, guys. First few people can do it or whatever if you want. If you don't want, just pass it. But it's all natural ingredients and yada yada yada, you know. Now, we got a body bar, we got some collagen restoring oil. Has anyone tried this stuff? Yeah. Man, my wife's got some really pronounced laugh lines there, and she's been using a couple drops of this every day, and I was like, I hadn't messed with it yet because I didn't know much about it. But after a month, my wife's like, look, and she showed me the picture, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like her lines softened dramatically because, guys, it restored collagen to those affected areas, and it's tremendous. It really looks great. So I'm like, hey, I'm in. So I've been using it for a week. I'll put a couple drops on, slap it on in the morning with my normal junk, you know, my normal Zija body oil stuff. And I'm loving it. I don't really notice anything yet, but I'll get back with you, right? So restores collagen. Now, has anybody in here ever used essential oils? Okay, some of you. I live in Austin, Texas. It's a super hippie town, and everybody uses that stuff. It's like herbs and oils and Obi-Wan Kenobi and levitation and seances and whatever. It's like a crazy train place, right? I live there. Anyway, my wife was buying essential oils from some hippie buddies of hers and spending a lot of money on these oils. And I didn't know what they did. I'm like, what are these? Like perfume or... all the kids need them. I thought she was collecting precious moments. She had to have a whole collection, you know, right? Like, I didn't know what it was. I'm like, okay, maybe we'll stop someday. They're expensive is all I knew. Now check this out. We launched Zija Essential Oils, the Ameo brand, a few years ago. We were in Maui, Hawaii, my wife and I, on a Zija retreat. They paid for this company retreat. So I'm in this meeting in Hawaii. Her and the kids are at the beach. And they tell us we're launching essential oils. Well, I'm geeked out. I'm like, man, my wife buys that junk. I'm going to go tell her about these oils and it'll be great. So I scurried up to the hotel room. I said, honey, we're selling oils now, essential oils. And her head literally popped off her body, spun around, and her eyes popped out of her sockets. And I'm like, I've never seen this in 17 years of marriage. I'm like, what? She's like, oh, quality is so important in essential oils. And the company I buy mine from, they have their own farms. And they have children barefoot in the pale moonlight planting lavender at the half moon. And like, they have, you know, sled dogs pulling the around. Like, what? So she went on this like whole dogma download, and like, I'm like, I don't even know what happened to me. So I called Dr. Plant. I'm like, dude, what is the difference with our oils? Like, save my marriage here, dude. Will you talk to her? He's like, no, I'm not talking to her. I'm going to tell you, you talk to her. So here's exactly what happened, right? We wanted to bring some validity to a space that's been effective, but very anecdotal type of evidence of what these things actually do outside of the biomedical and scientific community. Guys, if you go to a website called pubmed.gov and you type in essential oils, you'll find 17,000 peer-reviewed third-party research studies that have been done over the last 40 years on these little miracle molecules, right? These suckers work, man. There is undisputable evidence that these things work, man. Oncology units and neonatal units and military hospitals doing PTSD studies and burn units and yada, yada, yada about these magical little miracles. Guys, think about this. Every drug started out as a plant, right? And somebody got smart and synthesized it and they made, you know, drugs, right? Well, this is using those little Mother Nature miracles in their purest, rawest state, right? And they work. They work, but you can't patent Mother Nature, can you? So the pharma companies can't get rich selling lemon oil, right? Okay? So here's what we did. We went to the largest scientific clearinghouse in the world that has sourced all 17,000 of the raw material for those clinical studies over 40 years. They're located in St. Louis, Missouri, a company whose name I can't mention publicly, but we'll be able to soon. And we paid them $4 million to obtain their quality profile, right? We said, hey, we want to buy your database for the last 40 years. Wow. We bought the database, right? And we brought it back to the lab, and here's what Josh Plant was able to do. When he was at Harvard Medical, he invented a process called laser confocal microscopy. What that's able to do, it's able to identify not only the relevant constituents in any organic compound, but the percentage of each constituent. That's never been done before. So what we were able to do is look at a frankincense oil that was used in ABC oncology study. We were able to look at that through laser confocal microscopy, that raw material, identify the peaks and valleys, the EKG, the exact fingerprint. Then we sourced frankincense from all over the world, and once we found a match, like, hey, there's your daddy. Woo, we found the dad. Child support, right? You know what I mean? So once we found your daddy, right, we said we want all that Fariana or all that Cartery or whatever that frankincense was, and we produce it. Guys, we turn down on average 40 batches of lavender from Valence, France for every one we accept, because typically only 1 in 40 meets the clinical EKG. Y'all catch that? Wow. So who sells those other 39 lavenders? Our competitors, right? Does it make it bad lavender necessarily? Does it make it clinical grade lavender? No. Certainly not, right? We got the bomb.com stuff, guys. So when you go to the website, you'll be able to go to the bottom of every bottle and type in the batch code and validate that your brand meets that clinical standards and shows the GCMS and the top 5 constituents and all that. This is really a miracle. Dr. Daniel Penawell, who's the world's leading foremost expert on essential oils forever out of France, calls Ameo essential oils the 8th wonder of the world in regard to essential oils. That's a bold statement. He's Yoda for essential oils globally. Like the buck stops with that dude. He's never endorsed any single brand. He's been paid by all these companies in the past or tried to be bribed to tell you how swell they are. We had to pay him, don't get me wrong. But you know what he did? He stepped out and actually put his reputation online and said, this is it, guys, like for real. And that's a big deal. So We love them, we use them. My wife came on board heavy duty when the oils came on. Our business went whoosh, you know. So this stuff is hot to trot, man. We got a couple new oils we introduced there. Okay, these are great. Pro Shield throat lozenges. Oh man, organic honey and our antiviral blend. Like, forget about it, right? Now, last but not least, anyone work out? Okay, about 6 of you. Okay, good. So it's, in America, it's like one guy. I don't work out, man. Anyway, so, you know, down where I live in Texas, man, there's a company that begins with an A and ends with a K, and they sell sports nutrition. And I use the word nutrition really loosely because what they sell is just synthetic trash, in my opinion, right? And I'm probably right on this, right? So these athletes want to get efficacy, right? They want to go out there and feel like they can bench press a bulldozer and pump harder and lift, run faster. But at what price, guys? At what price when you're getting that dirty pump, you know? So what we've done is we've developed products that are 100% organic plant matter that are effective, like they'll rock your world, but without any of the regret, right? With any of the harmful side effects, which is huge. So we've got a couple. One's Ignite. It's a pre-workout. You drink it in the gym parking lot. If you're driving to the gym, you want to shoot out your sunroof. I actually had a lady call me about 3 months ago, and her husband Greg called me. He's like, dude, Jana's in the kitchen, man. She's going crazy. I'm like, what's going on? Well, she drank that Ignite. I'm like, what's she planning on doing? She's going to go swimming. I'm like, throw her in the water, man. Time to go. This ain't like, let's sit around and read the New York Times. Let's get in the water, you know, right? So, and she got in the water, whoosh, you know, she's going, right? So that stuff, you got to be doing some stuff, right? Now, number 2, there's a Recover. Okay, so the Recover is essentially post-workout within 30 minutes. Helps repair the muscles, the tissue, loaded with plant chlorophyll, which is good for the tissues, muscle. Glucosamine for the joints, right, all that type of stuff. Puts your body in it. There's a branched chain amino acid blend in there that basically helps you repair and all that type of stuff. Good stuff, tastes like grape Kool-Aid. I drink this all the time. If you hurt yourself, really good to use this for repair as well, okay? Fuel, we had a triathlete there, Richard in the Okanagan, Carl. We met that guy in Summerlin on Tuesday, I suppose. This guy's a rock star, does a triathlete every week or something, you know, walks in, I'm like, hey, you know, wow. You bump into him, you break your arm, you know, right? Big dude. So he's excited to get on the fuel, guys. This is good for endurance athletes because it gives the body monosaccharides, simple sugars that the cells can instantly assimilate and flip to energy through ATP conversion. So I've got a bunch of teams and athletes that use this at halftime and stuff, and it keeps their legs fresh, you know. And then, of course, the Hydrate. Oh, man, I'm drinking one right now. We've got a couple flavors. It's a healthy electrolyte drink. This one has got like blue-green algae and spirulina in it. It tastes like a tart blueberry. It's super amazing. No sugar. You guys like no sugar?
Yeah.
Sugar-free, no aspartame, no sucralose, no chemicals. How about like all plant matter? Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Deveined stevia leaf. Like, you devein the leaf? Yes, we do. We devein the leaf. So we've got a new flavor. The blue one, right? The red one's pretty gangster too, but we've got a blue. Last but not least, right? Ripsticks Limitless. Has anyone tried this yet? Yeah. Phenomenal product, man. It's dirt cheap. It's $45 US for a bag of this stuff. There's 30 in a bag, so it's like $1 something a serving, right? You drink this coconut lime. It's got some amazing aminos and some amazing stimulants in it, which basically increase mental awareness, right? So you take this stuff, guys, you'll be like seeing through walls and reading people's minds. It's like, oh, hence the name Limitless. It is absolutely amazing. Matter of fact, we met a young guy this morning, Anson, 22-year-old kid, you know, he's got to go take 18 midterms or something. I'm like, dude, drink this stuff. You know, right? Like, it absolutely puts you in the zone. So, and it won't be like, you know, crazy nerd like caffeinated. It's just a mental deal, man, and it's good. It's coconut lime, it's good stuff, right? So basically that's what we've got, guys. It's an amazing product line. As far as the opportunity to enrich yourself and do better financially, using the products, getting a benefit from them, right? And sharing that benefit with others leads to money here. The tip of our spear is products. That's how Zija is. We're a product-based company, better than best as far as the class of products. And by sharing our personal experiences and those products with people, it facilitates the byproduct of that, which is income. You guys know what the #1 disease in North America is? Bronchitis, flat wallet disease, skinny purse syndrome, right? You know, there's people like, oh, your products are great, but their huge butt jumps out, but they can't afford to buy them. They don't have $99 or something, right? Guys, this is North America, man. This is like, we're free people. We can go out and do whatever we want to do. These products are there for you to use and enrich yourself. If you use them and share them, there's an income opportunity. And you know about it when nobody knows about it, right? That's what I love about Zija. Like I live in Texas, everybody's doing Herbalife or Amway or New Skin or Old Skin or this thing or that thing or whatever. You mention Zika, they look at you like it, Zika? Is that mosquito virus? Is that like a disease? Right? I don't want Zika. No, I don't want, no, Zika, man. No, I don't want Zika, you know, right? But if you say Herbalife or, oh man, you know, like, oh, my granddad did Herbalife, whatever, my grandma did Shackley or whatever. Guys, this is a good thing. You're in on the ground floor of a legacy company in the making. This is what I've wanted my whole life. I wanted to leave something for my kids. This is an opportunity to do that. So get with whoever brought you here, get your questions answered, and we can get an order done for you tonight. How much is it to be a distributor? $0. It's free with an order, right? So use the product. If you love the product, share the product, and guess what? They'll just happen to pay you every week too. So God bless you, Canada. Thanks for having me. I'm going to turn it back to Mika.
Okay, so I've got a couple people that I'm going to invite to come on up to the front, and each one of them is going to share 2 minutes briefly about Zija, why they joined Zija, how it's impacted their life, and I'm really excited for you to hear from them. So I'm going to invite Lorelei to come on up to the front. Okay, come on up. Nathan Owen, come on up. Gente, the fabulous couple. Come on. So my imaginary mic, I'm going to start with Lorelei. Lorelei is a platinum leader in Vancouver. She's got an extraordinary team. She's making a huge difference in the Philippines. I'm absolutely excited to be aligned with you, Lorelei, and your story is great, so please share your story.
So before Zija, I worked in the film industry. My background was in arts and entertainment. I also ran a dance company on the evenings and weekends. So I was doing pretty good at that, you know, disposable income. My husband and I didn't have kids at the time. But I knew that my time wasn't mine. I was working about 80 hours a week. And, you know, push came to shove around 2011. We started a family. 4 months after my son was born, I got let go from my job to no fault of my own. Literally left without a career, worst financial position we'd ever been in our whole lives. And, you know, I took it as a blessing. I just knew right away that, you know, at the end of the day, I didn't want that to be my life anymore. So I joined my best friend in a venture that she had been highly successful in, and that's all it really took, was someone that I knew personally, watching them have success, go from 0 experience, 0 income in this industry to 5 figures a month in less than a year. So if I knew she could do it, I could do it too. So that's what I did. I approached her and I said, show me what you did. And I just became coachable. I followed the leadership. And when you have a company that you trust, that's got integrity with products that just really work, and you're doing it with people that you love, then you've got a winning combination. So that's all I did. And in 5 months, I earned a Mercedes. I've been able to you know, create a weekly income that's been residual largely for the past 4.5 years. More than anything, what that's done for me is it's bought my time back. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm expecting my second. I did lose 23 pounds of the product and put it all back in the last 5 months. But you know, my immune system boosted, my hair started growing back. I got off all the medication that I was taking every single day just to feel comfortable and normal to get through my day so I could work more to pay my bills. So I've got something so special right now, and all we do is pay this forward. And we do this with purpose because we know this is something that has to be shared.
Thank you. So Chris Chang is a 23-year-old, 26-year-old dynamite guy who's building a business. He's got phenomenal leadership that's in the house, and you are just such an amazing team player. Both of you have been named Natural Health Revolution Ambassadors by Zija, which is great because of their stories. And so please share your story, Chris.
Yeah, so for me, a lot of what started for me was because I went through what I like to call a quarter-life crisis. I grew up in Canada, raised by incredible parents, one of the most blessed places to live on earth. And growing up, I followed the exact track record that my parents set out for me. Go to school, get a degree, get a nice job. It was fantastic. Following a bachelor's in meteorology, being the weatherman and doing all that good stuff, I realized 3 years into an industry of environmental consulting that there was really no fulfillment in my life. At the time, I was pretty unhealthy. It was a 10 cups of coffee a day, kind of young college student, 2 monsters. It was going crazy. And I had friends that cared enough about me to say, Chris, you gotta do something about your life. If those friends of mine didn't make that move to help me, I probably would not be nearly as healthy as I can be today. And not only that, I would not have I would not have been able to share this with my family and the people I care about. What I love most about this is giving an opportunity to anybody, regardless of where they started. It doesn't matter which gender, what ethnicity, what academic background you have. This is the great equalizer. And it gives everyone a fair chance to create something extraordinary for themselves. And not only that, you get to be surrounded by the most amazing community. Here in Vancouver, you can see who's in this room. It's still very small, and the opportunity is there, but you'll be surrounded by people that truly care about you, love you unconditionally, will raise you up, and make you a champion. So this is why I'm here, and I just absolutely love being here. Thank you.
To introduce Nathan Owen. He was my personal trainer, and now he's my business partner, and he's become like a brother to me, and very skeptical in the beginning. I'll let Nathan tell the story.
Yeah, so as Mika said, I'm Nathan, and I'm a trainer of 13 years. Mika brought the product to me in one of our first sessions, and I waved it off straight away. Wasn't interested at all. I get the same thing coming in all the time. Try this, try this, try this. I'm like, whatever. Let's just work out. Let's eat healthy. It probably sat there for about 30 days, and every day she'd come in, did you try it? Did you try it? No, let's move on, move on. And then one day I was kind of low energy, sort of lots going on in my life. I thought, what the hell? We'll just give this a try. What can you lose? And I drank it, and within 20 minutes of walking around the gym, something happened. And I was like, whoa, what's going on? I felt good. Like just literally, that's as simple as it was. I felt good. Same thing happened the next day. Well, I had a box of about 7 samples, and so I tried it again, and same result. I was like, okay, I feel really good, my energy's good, what's going on? So I looked into it and talked a little bit about Mika. At the time I had a sty, a little red thing on my eye that I'd had for over 2 years. 3 days disappeared. Wow. No word of a lie, within 3 days the anti-inflammatories obviously did their job. And then, what was the next thing I was talking about? Athlete's foot. I had athlete's foot. I played cricket 8 hours a day on a Saturday, 30-degree heat, you know, in sand shoes all day, 6 a.m. till 9 p.m. And basically, yeah, that cleared up within probably a month or two. But I was still skeptical. I still didn't believe in it. I'm like, nah, this isn't good enough. And you know, I still wasn't willing to share it. This is too good to be true. Things are happening, and my energy is lifted. Everything was good. But then, after about 12 months of being on the product, a quick story, back when I was 16, I got diagnosed with stress fractures and in my lower back through sport. Got over that, got a slip disc, got a bulging disc, and then by the age of 21 I had a degenerative disc, and told by the age of 30 I'm going to get a spine fusion. And so the doctor said it's inevitable, you know, it's going to wear away, do as much as you can to stay fit, so that motivated me even more in the gym. And since the age of 16 I've had back pain, and if you've suffered back pain you know what it's like. Every day you get out of bed, it's stiff. Arthritis developed in my lower back and upper back because of limited movement. Honestly, today it's probably been about 14, 15 months since I've been on it. I can tell you there is no back pain at all. And that's when I started believing. And it may have taken me a year, 15 months to believe it, but for me to be experiencing no back pain at all, the last time I can remember I was 15 years old. And so that to me is, you know, now I'm in this to share it. I do have a client base that I've got people sharing it, that are trying it. The weight loss is true, it's happening. I've got some serious skeptical friends, like everyone does, and my mate comes in and he's like, what have you done to me? He walked into the office and he'd be like miserable. Now he walks in and everyone's like, what's wrong with you, dude? Like, you're too happy to be here. You know, there's little things, I've got 2 minutes, so I've got to wrap it up, but I could talk forever about all the things that I'm seeing because I see my clients changing all the time. But guys, the product works, and that's what I'm all about. I wasn't in it for the business, but the fact that I'm sharing it, I'm now getting a pretty consistent check coming into my mailbox. So I was like, whoa, you open up your mailbox, like, another one? Like, okay, cool. Just by sharing it. But the business side of things pays off as well. So that's my testimony, guys, and yeah, do yourselves a favor, check into it. And Joan, I didn't need ice cream.
Dente have been building Cedra for 2 years. They have a phenomenal story. They are true products of the product, absolute up-and-coming leaders in Vancouver. They booked this room, and they're really leading an amazing health revolution here in Vancouver. So please come to the front because you're off to the side and share your amazing story. Dente.
Thank you. So prior to Zija, I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, depression, and I was having issues with my, actually I had an ankle injury, ankle surgery, and I was very skeptical. So he started the product, and right away he felt the energy, the mental clarity, getting off the couch, lost 40 pounds, started feeling a lot better, is not using a mask at night for sleep apnea. He was border diabetes, and cholesterol was an issue. Hasn't been, the doctor said the blood work came back good. So that's his story. I was very skeptical. So he works for a pharmacy, and I actually went to see the pharmacist at his work. And I asked her to research the company and research all the ingredients, because I wasn't going to put this in my body, blah, 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 blah. And then when she came back to me and said, Rose, it's safe, it's good, go ahead, there's nothing wrong, I researched it all, then I started taking it. After I started taking it, after 4 days, mental clarity, energy, focus, stress levels are down, anxiety's down, off 3 medications, ankle is great, and for women who are going through menstrual issues, awesome.
Yeah.
So that's my story.
Honestly, 70 pounds between the two of them. 70 pounds. You're an inspiration to so many. Emilio, please share.
Well, I'm just a product of the product, basically, and that's all it's all about here. I wasn't in for the business either. I just actually got thrown to this by accident, and within 4 days I lost 3 pounds, and I just called up my buddy and go, this is working. Yeah, I might be interested in making some money now too, right? But yeah, and within 3 months I was down 20 pounds. But the thing is, I haven't changed anything. Like, I still eat normal, not as much as I used to, but nothing else has changed. That's what's incredible. I don't even work out much either, here and there. And I just feel like the fat strength, it's toning the muscle, pretty much, so.
So that's going to wrap up our night. I will share briefly my story. I was introduced to Zija 2 years ago by a really good friend because I was sick and I was unhealthy and I was looking for a solution. And I had gone to multiple doctors and chiropractors and acupuncture, and I was taking 14 supplements a day and a shot of fish oil. And that was regulating my health, but it was very expensive and it was very troublesome. And when I was introduced to this product, I was excited at the thought of replacing all of that and simplifying my life. Within the first few days, the same thing. I noticed the mental clarity. I'm down over 20 pounds, and at the end of the day, my thyroid was my problem, and 7 years I struggled with it and didn't know what was wrong. I was misdiagnosed so many times. And I just, I get my thyroid checked every year now, and I have the thyroid of a 14-year-old, and my number is 2.6. And if anybody understands, it used to be 8.6, and I was super, it's dramatic. And so, like Joel shared, when you give the body what it needs, the body goes to work, and we have what the body needs. So get with the person that introduced you here tonight, that brought you here, get your questions answered. We're going to be having some samples at the front if you want to taste, touch, smell, feel, ask questions, please do. We've got registration forms that Nathan will hand out. If you put your hand up if you need one, Nathan will come to you and you guys can have a look at the prices and the...
If you're a guest, you get one for free, right?
Yeah. And we'll do one last draw because I promised a draw at the end. Penny, awesome.
Hey, who's got my passport? Anybody? I know, man.
Yay! So this is for a jar of the 2-minute miracle.
I want that.
Oh, this is like my favorite product. 015-939 5. Oh! 0159395.
Wait a minute, there's a ticket on the floor here. Is that yours? No. No, 404.
Somebody leave?
Oh, redraw.
Oh, redraw. I can take it.
job.
Thank you.
9 more.
Who wants the 2-minute miracle?
Oh, right here.
Oh! All right, well, you can all have it. It's $50 a jar. 0159409.
Oh, that's me.
All right.